Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication.
Hello, welcome to Mercytv, your source for news and information on the cannabis issue as it unfolds here in Oregon, across America, and around the world. Greetings, my name is Perry, and along with PK and our guest, the Weedman, we'll be hosting this segment of Mercytv. Call in anytime at
503
588.
6444.
That's 503-588-6444.
If we're in the Salem area, come on down. Or if you're not, just you can hear our broadcast. Heck, come on down and be in our studio audience. We'll be filming for every Friday, 7 to 7:30 p.m. there.
And sometimes we might be going to 8 o'clock. So still give us a call. That's 503-588-6444. Come on now, out of the closet. Cannabis is medicine. You don't need to smoke it.
That's right. That's a big thing when we hear the patients try to talk with their doctors. It's still tough signing up regular physicians. Some of them have their clinics to answer to, but sadly, some of them still need education on cannabis as medicine and a safe, effective medicine. One thing we've heard a lot about, sad, was the conflict of cannabis and people on opioids, mostly due to the pain management contract, which was a threat from the DEA. It wasn't based in medicine or science. It was unfortunately politics, really.
All right.
And so, you know, a lot of folks are being forced to choose between their pain medicine and cannabis. You know, I don't know if that's changed in the now recognition of the opioid crisis. I don't know, the same foxes that, you know, set up that particular hen house are the ones now saying, oh, we're going to have a solution to this. So I don't know.
Oh, they'll cut the plant up and sell it back to us.
Right.
Yeah.
Hello.
Is there a caller out there?
We've got a caller.
Yes, there is.
Hi there.
Hey, caller, welcome.
What's up, brother?
Well,
Your boy Ricky.
Oh, hey, Ricky, how are you doing?
All right.
Thanks for those crabs.
You're welcome.
So, have you seen my fun on Facebook lately?
Yeah. I was just looking at it.
What'd you think of that guy's opinion?
Huh?
What'd you think of that guy's opinion about me?
About what?
Well, we must not be talking about the same thing.
I thought about the fucking guy.
remember, we're on television.
Oh, yeah, we're on television and we're live, so please don't curse.
Oh.
Thank you, Ricky.
Let me call back. My phone's about to die. I have to charge it.
Okay.
Okay, thank
we'll talk to you later.
Have a good one.
Thanks for calling in.
Ricky.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So he's got a count on the caller column. We'll take the stat, heck.
We'll take the stat.
Too bad he couldn't stick around and hear more about the things that are unfolding and the things that should be unfolding. There's a couple of initiatives happening. New Approach Oregon is introducing or try to, you know, get some legislative solutions to the maximum grow issues, ceilings.
Yeah. Right here in the Cannabis Connection. Excuse me.
He's back.
Just find your feet on the phone.
Go ahead, caller.
Good evening. How's it going, guys?
Excellent.
Thanks for
Pete.
calling in.
We're here. We're broadcasting, reaching out to the people.
The people.
As it should be.
This is Pioneer Pete. He's one of our good people in the legislative, I believe.
Good. He's can hopefully talk some more about the things that are happening. We were just talking about New Approach Oregon and some of the things that they were thinking about working on. And I hear that you got some ideas going there.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if this is exactly the time to bring it up,
Right.
but I'd love to be able to start to share the good news about Project Scarecrow, which is just now ready for launch.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay, well, whatever you can tell us about it.
Yeah, let's hear it, baby.
So this is one of those scenarios that has been something the state has been looking for a long time. Unfortunately, nobody told them what they were looking for. So the state couldn't find it because it's not a government solution. It's a private solution to bringing patients the medication that they need using the current surplus from the OLCC system to bring that into the hands of patients based on their needs.
Here, here.
Okay,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
So the general idea is that we've heard complaints from the state government and from Attorney General Williams' office that Oregon has too much cannabis. I don't know what too much cannabis looks like.
Right, yeah, you know.
And I don't know what too much money looks like, but if you ever see either of them, please let me know. I want in on that.
Well, it goes along with their philosophy of too many patients. You know, what exactly is that? How many people are allowed to be well, to have a healthy life, you know?
There's not too
Quality.
many people to get taxes off of.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
know,
right?
contribute to society, all that stuff, but that's prohibition for you,
apparently,
you know.
too many patients have dropped off the rolls for our desires. We have a substantial decline in participation
Yeah.
in the medical program over the last couple of years, and part of the reason is that the changing rules at the state level have made it harder for patients to have access to good quality medication and to good quality growers.
Yep.
So
Right.
what Project Scarecrow wants to do is essentially take the excess, alleged excess that's in the state supply system, and we want to bring that through the OLCC system, tracked the way the state wants it, and then into the hands first of card-holding patients that are low income. That's 52% of our existing medical program is low income.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's something to do.
So first we'd like to serve that 52% of the existing medical program that's low income, and then in addition to that, as our ability to access resources, specifically more of the so-called excess cannabis expands, we'd like to be able to extend that to the rest of the Oregon medical marijuana program and ultimately all adult users under Measure 91 based on need and availability in the program. We're really actually talking about providing to people something that they can't afford and can't acquire on their own with the permission of the state, but
Right.
without the state having to handle any of it.
Yeah, you'd think that
Yeah.
their main concern should be accountability. As long as it's all accounted for and going to the, you know, people it's supposed to, it shouldn't be a problem,
So
right?
I have a question. Has this surplus already been tracked? Is that the kind of stuff you're talking about, or what do you mean the surplus?
Well, I guess, yeah. So
You can find
the Oregon, the OLCC is reporting that the growers have so much available, and there's only the sales are only are less than that, right?
Yeah, they're saying that right now sales are a third or less of what our production is.
And the production they're tracking, because as soon as the growers have it ready for market, they put it into the Merck system, right?
Oh, I get
Yeah,
it. I
it
get
goes
what you're
into the
doing.
metric tracking
I get it.
system, and it gets followed all the way to the retail purchaser. And we're planning on using that exact same system, but instead of having it tracked to a retail purchaser, having some of that produce given to medical patients.
Here, here.
Yeah, and certainly whatever.
Will you reduce the fees for the medical patients as well?
That's going to be a separate effort at the legislature, PK. That is going to be on somebody else's specific project. I think Compassionate Oregon and the Sun Growers Guild have already asked for something like that, but it's not reduced fees exactly. What we're asking is to allow, for example, veterans that have qualifying disabilities. They're
Yeah.
recognized by the VA as lifetime disabilities. So we're asking for those people to be granted cards that are good for the rest of their natural life.
Here,
Yeah,
here.
right.
Yeah.
Or the
No
people.
more annual renewals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
how much money? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I think it's obvious to everybody that a chronic or a debilitating condition is not something
Right.
that has
Yeah, it's
to be
not going away.
recertified, right?
People
Yeah.
have lost a limb. You know, it's not growing back, and you know.
Yeah, when the VA says you're disabled, they never come back the next year and say, "Oh, you're less disabled this year."
It's a miracle those pieces have grown back that were, you know, shot off. No, it doesn't work
so
that way.
similarly, for the medical card program, we believe it would be a large cost savings for the state
Right.
to simply issue a lifetime card.
Here, here.
And here's another bonus. Now, this is from our federal prosecutor's point of view. If we issue a lifetime card to a veteran, for example, then that number stays with them. And if that person purchases at an OLCC retail store,
Mm-hmm.
then they purchase tax-free using their medical card number. Now, right now, those numbers change every year. But if the number were to stay the same, just like your driver's license does,
Right.
Here,
then
here.
you
Yeah.
can subtract the amount that that person was purchasing over time. That is the kind of traceability that our federal government is asking from the program.
I see.
So you're saying
Ah.
also that veterans too should, just for being a veteran, should have that privilege, or have that right with the card? You mean their license?
I didn't hear all that question clearly. I'm
Oh, sorry about that.
I think he was asking if the
If you're a veteran-
it's what he's saying is that if you're a veteran, you get a lifetime card. Yeah.
Well, the veteran is the easy example because that condition is already qualified by the Veterans Administration.
Mm-hmm.
For other people that have chronic or debilitating disorders, those could be certified by their doctors that are state-certified doctors, and they would get the same treatment.
Right. Well, for PTSD and on, yes, certainly.
Nice.
All of it. You know, for the spasticity, for the pain, most of all, for it all. You know, the folks suffering from
The
Agent
PTSD,
Orange to on. You know. So yeah, it's a
And there's other conditions too. I mean, everything that's chronic and debilitating like that, you really shouldn't have to go back and have it recertified every year. And what we're hearing from the Oregon Health Authority is that it costs them, in order to re-enter these cards into the system every year, and this would save them a
Well,
substantial
yeah.
amount of cost.
Now, arguably, that's because they insist on having a system that's archaic and works that way.
Pretty much.
In the same way that they have an attorney who just loves to charge and challenge things and charge a lot of money for them. So the program is famous for spending its own, quote, budget on itself there. But
They have, according to the second quarter numbers that I saw most recently, they have about $7 to $8 million that they have to spend to administer the program this year, and they have about $11 to $12 million that they're going to be taking in program fees.
right, as usual. Uh-huh.
Since they're only $4 million above budget, they're complaining about a budget shortfall.
Yep, they do it all the time. And and then they turn around and give it away, or we get raided by some other agency or group in the state there. Like the water department was taking millions of dollars a year. And now they say, oh, well, now we got to raise the rates. No, that's wrong, you know. It shouldn't be. But that, you know, yeah, that's some things that will hopefully change with the Scarecrow initiative here. And hopefully they'll start, you know, the path to these other things like the fee reduction.
And also, I'd like to say that I don't know if a lot of people know this or not, but I do believe that it is not illegal to just give someone cannabis. Now, isn't it funny that now that they've got this cannabis, all this extra cannabis in this tracking system, that now you can't even just give it away?
Well, I think that for a recreational user, one adult to another, there's a limitation of, I believe, 2 ounces. Pioneer, Pete?
What is it? I thought it was
Yes.
8.
Actually, okay, so here's the new rules. This is fun because they change almost monthly, but
Yeah.
As states are
Yes.
wont to do.
right now, if you're an adult, an adult in this case means 21 or over,
Right.
in Oregon, you can possess on your person at any time 1 ounce of cannabis.
Okay, right.
And so can anybody else. So you can give any other consenting adult that ounce of cannabis at any given point in time. So anybody can give anybody an ounce as long as both of those buddies are over 21.
Right.
There we go.
Here, here.
And also, I believe with the dispensaries that they can give away. They can't give it to recreational patients, but you can be given cannabis from a dispensary. I believe if it's a medical dispensary.
Okay. Well, good. I hope so.
And I'm
There
not
was
sure about
only a
rec.
few.
I'm sure
I
not
heard
a
that
lot.
in an OLCC meeting.
Good. I'm sure not a lot are able to practice that and have the
Right.
means, but it's good to
If
know.
somebody comes in there.
Hello.
Pete?
Still with us, caller?
I'm still here. I don't know what happened there.
Okay.
Sorry
Well,
about that.
I think a Big Brother's listening in, so
Yeah.
the heck with prohibition. Okay, go ahead.
There are actually only 2 medical dispensaries left in the state. The other 500 places you can purchase cannabis are OLCC retail stores.
Wow.
Oh, so
That's much worse than I
about
thought. Ouch.
So there's a difference, like say a dispensary, they sell the medical and recreational. So that doesn't just make them medical, is what you're saying?
Medical stores, the 2
Just sell
medical
the medical.
dispensaries are operating as medical dispensaries. The other 500 locations are OLCC retailers. They
Right.
can sell to medical patients.
Well, tell folks what the difference is between the dispensary and the recreational shops.
Well, dispensaries are only allowed to have medical card holders on the premises.
Right.
Whereas OLCC retailers cater to everybody who's 21 and up.
Right.
Sure.
OLCC retailers are allowed to sell to medical card holders, and in fact, the medical card holders, if they have their card with them, do not have to pay tax at the retail store.
Right.
Right.
Here.
Okay.
And some stores will give you a veterans discount or even a senior discount.
Nice. Okay. And how about the amounts? Well, I think in the dispensary you can also get, well, now you can get medibles and edibles at the recreational, so there's no difference there. And
But a patient can buy a lot more at the.
yeah, I believe that there's
Like,
a greater
lot.
amount can be purchased by at the dispensary by a patient.
But that's correct, but it only applies to dispensaries. It
Right.
does not apply the same way to OLCC retailers.
Correct,
Who are selling
yeah.
to medical.
So that's another difference between the two, and unfortunately is not enough to carry the dispensary market as evidenced by the numbers there.
Yeah, because there's only one medical processor left in the whole state, and there are over 300 OLCC processors.
So, excuse
Sad.
me, Pete, how would the general public get a hold of more information about the scarecrow? How would they get in touch with their representatives on this?
The website is coming soon. We have a couple more days worth of build out on that one, but I can give you an email if you would like. info@projectscarecrow.org.
Hold on. The Weedman is writing this down on a piece of paper.
info@projectscarecrow.
.org, right?
info@projectscarecrow.org. Now, if he writes that on a rolling paper, make sure to set that aside.
I might want to
Right
write it
on.
on my tie. Here we go.
Well, we'll hopefully be posting it up on our screen here, get it up on a banner, and be
Info
talking
at-
more about it here soon.
info@projectscarecrow.org.
Right on.
Yeah.
There we go.
We're already talking with labs, we're talking with processors, we're talking with retailers, we're
Nice.
talking with cultivators. The conversation with the state begins this week, and we already have our federal paperwork that says this is real. Project Scarecrow
Nice.
is here to protect patients' rights.
Here,
We're
here.
here to defend our freedom of choice.
Quality
Excellent.
of life.
Do we still have the second caller waiting? Look at the booth there. Yes? No? We have a caller? Yes? No?
Waiting, still waiting.
Still waiting. Okay, well, we have another caller, actually. So good. I'm glad we got that information there,
Thank
in and
you,
out.
brother.
Thanks,
Thank
Pete,
you, Pete.
Pioneer Pete, for calling.
Thank you, gentlemen. Have a wonderful night.
All right.
That's
Thanks for
Thank
all your
you.
work.
Enjoy.
Okay. Caller number 2.
Number 3.
Hello, caller. No caller? He's the caller? He's out there. All right. Well, let's carry on till someone speaks to us from above. Very good.
Todd?
Oh,
You know, the thing is that it's going to come down to registering and voting, because if we get it done legislatively, it's going to be the people in there, or we have to do it initiatively. Again, the people there will be the ones enforcing it, you know, taking what we vote in and making it law. You know, we're getting a lot of this nonsense where stuff is, you know, what we the people, you know, put forth. You know, OMA's a good example. We put forth this program
and
of supposed to be
parents for pot.
we put forth OMA program. It's supposed to be about patients, giving to patients. Grower could grow for a whole bunch groups of patients.
Right, and
you
now
look at
it's-
network,
now
and now
there's-
you know. Listen to this. We had facilities when we first came out was hundreds. Now there's 2. That's
In the
just
state.
wrong.
Yeah.
You know, and it's all due to legislative stuff that was passed by prohibitionists. So.
That
The
we didn't
only
even vote
way
on,
to
right?
get rid on, they just passed
They
this
just
stuff.
said, here,
You know, I put it forth, and
here.
you know, we tried to talk about it and all that, but you know, we showed up for the legislative hearings, you know, but it wasn't enough, because now we need to change the power there, put in these people that are not prohibitionists. Yeah, so. The only way to do that is to register, vote, and get everybody you know to do so also.
And felons can vote in the state of Oregon as well.
Yeah.
So
Right
I
on.
was showing Perry, I filmed a cannabis commission recently. They're even on the daytime hours, you can watch what they said. Hopefully that was Anthony Tella. That was our 3rd caller.
And he'll try again here in a bit. If not, be sure to visit our website, mercycenters.org. We'll have follow-up information to our shows, that was along with postings to the YouTube channel, where we eventually will get those puppies uploaded.
We'll get those up there. And
review some past ones. Tune in.
Go to goweedman.com.
Right on.
Yeah.
Catch up on the podcast that you put out.
Hashtag mercycenters.org.
Right on.
You got some stuff for Mercy
To follow
Center,
this
put a
conversation.
hashtag on it.
You bet.
And the Cannabis Connection. This is an old issue, which you can get different issues back online. And recipes. They have killer recipes for you to make up at home.
And remember, guys, we come out of the closet, we stand up for our rights, do it peacefully, show everyone the love and care that we have for each other with this medicine, and we can do this together.
Excellent.
Okay.
We're all history together, guys.
Go ahead, caller.
Hi, this is Tanya Sanders. How are you guys?
We're doing good. How you?
Excellent.
I'm good. Hi, I had talked to somebody earlier today, the Weedman, and he told me to call in and maybe share my story.
Okay.
We're listening.
We got a few minutes.
Okay, hi. I'm a 37-year-old mom, wife, nurse from Ohio. About 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with lupus and a whole bunch of other things. I've had multiple medical problems resulting from the pharmaceuticals, just everything, stroke, meningitis, liver problems, heart problems, you know, you name it, I've done it. You know, I've had peg tubes, ports, PICC lines, thousands of infections. About a year and a half ago, I changed my life. I got my life back. I switched to medical marijuana, and it was the best decision I've ever made in my entire life.
Cannabis is.
Wow.
And
Excellent.
you don't even have to smoke it. Did you?
I love. Oh, go ahead. I loved your description this morning on how all that pain after all those years went away that quick.
Yes, instant. It was instant. I had never tried it before in high school, college. You know, I had never done it. I was scared. I was so scared to try a plant that was going to save my life, even after I was on all those high medications, the fentanyl, the Dilaudid.
Right.
You know.
After all that, and still you were, folks are sure that cannabis is going to be worse than those things because they've been hammered those lies by prohibitionists, reefer madness,
right.
You know, when it is in fact very benign. It is actually literally impossible to overdose on it, for example. And, you know, we say that in terms of having a fatal reaction. You know, when folks overdose, you can have the reverse effects of apaxia where you vomit. It makes you a little nauseous, you know, makes your dizziness. But that's in the extreme, you know.
Can I ask you a question? So when they took you off all those medications, what did they tell you when they were saying, well, we can't, this because of the opium epidemic, we can't keep giving you these medications? Did they offer you any relief?
They told me whenever I was there that day that they were going to go ahead and start decreasing my doses because of the opioid epidemic and things like that. And when I left that office, I was heartbroken. I had never abused anything. I had always taken everything as prescribed. You know, it wasn't helping me anymore. You know what I mean? It was just making me a zombie. I couldn't take care of my girls.
Yeah.
Right? I was crying. And then they just told me they were going to decrease the doses, which I know being a nurse, I should never have stopped cold turkey, but I was done.
Right.
They were killing me, or I was going to end it myself. You know?
Right. Oh,
I was suffering. It was bad.
Right.
You know, when I started withdrawing a couple of days after I took that last fentanyl patch off, I mean, I was suicidal. I was having seizures. I couldn't wear clothes, climbing the walls.
Okay.
That's what you see on TV.
Hear that out there, guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's excellent.
We're going to be closing up, but keep on talking, Tracy.
Yeah, just wanted to say, let you know that we're going to be doing a little wrap. But
Please call back
keep
next
talking,
time.
because we are putting it still out on the internet there.
Oh, we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. I just want to be a voice.
So
I want to be patient, you know, so they can talk.
Please. And so thank you so much for calling in and sharing your story. It is
And
indeed.
if you could talk for another 10 minutes, go ahead.
Yeah, it's indeed inspiration to the folks out there, you know, hearing this, because it so clicks with the people that do end up contacting us that call or email. You know, they're going through several.
You want to say anything before I turn it off, Glenn?
Yes. Good night.
Good night. God bless you all, every single one of you.